if you want to understand the whole neural network, I must first of all must know the basic unit of the neural network. So if you understand the basic unit, then it becomes very easier to understand the whole neural network. So the neuron is nothing but the basic unit of neural network. So it has two inputs and one output, and the neuron looks like this. So it having x1 and x2 and output as y. Then we have seen that there are three steps that thing happens with the neuron. First one is that each input is multiplied by its weight. That is x1 is equal to x1 into w1, whereas x2 is equal to x2 into w2. Now next, all these weighted inputs are added together with a bias b. So that will be x1 into w1 plus x2 into w2, and bias is added. The weights and biases are very much useful to us, because through back propagation we can actually check whether how
Excuse me,
much.
sir.
uh,
So screen is not visible. Black
again
screen visible.
again not visible.
Yes.
Now
Yes, sir, it is visible.
visible na?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So the first is the each input is multiplied by weight, that is x1 into w1 and x2 into w2, whereas all the weighted inputs are then added together with bias b. So what is the advantage of weight and bias is
Sir,
that
it's not visible.
again not visible. But क्या problem हो
Yes,
रहा
sir.
है? अभी
Yes, sir, visible.
now visible. Okay. ठीक है, इसको ऐसा ही रखता हूं मैं, क्योंकि वो उस पे ये कर रहा हूं ना, तो विजिबल नहीं हो पा रहा है. अभी विजिबल है ना?
Yes, sir.
Okay, I'll keep like this only. So the first input, that is an x1 is equal to x1 into w1, that is been multiplied. Then the second weight is multiplied with the input. Now the values of w1 and w2 can be chosen by ourselves, so that we can reduce the error in the output. Then one more parameter that is added here is the bias b. So with the weighted inputs that are added together with the bias b, and finally what we get is nothing but by passing this sum or the weighted inputs which are added with the bias through the activation function. So when it is passed through the activation function, we get output y is equal to function of x1 into w1 plus x2 into w2 plus b. So what we do actually is that we pass on that weighted input with the added bias to this function, and as the result we get an output. Now which kind of functions are used to apply on this weighted inputs which is added together with the bias, that has to be seen. So there are two types of activation functions here which have been normally applied. There are one more also, which is 10h kind of function, but that is not mostly used. So the type of functions that are mostly used as activation function is the sigmoid function and ReLU function. So for what purpose this activation function is required is it is used to turn the unbounded input into the output that has nice predictable form. So you can see that what happens is that before applying to the activation function, we don't have that kind of predictable form which we can say that this is the proper output. So in order to change that into a proper and predictable form, we need to apply the activation function. The commonly used activation function is sigmoid function and ReLU, which is called as rectified linear activation function. So you can see the characteristics of these functions. It is somewhat like a ramp. Ramp actually starts from 0, but it will start exactly from the negative value. So you can see that the ReLU is having negative as well as positive value, as well as sigmoid function also is having negative as well as positive value. So both the functions are in such a way that include 0, negative as well as positive values, and these activation functions will play a very important role in getting the output. Now, if you look at what is the role of activation function, which is nothing but responsible for transforming that weighted sum input into the activation of node or output for that input. So particularly if I want to get an output for that particular input, I need this activation function in between. Now the sigmoid and hyperbolic tangent activation function. So one more activation function is there, which is called as a hyperbolic tangent activation function. So if you see that sigmoid and hyperbolic tangent activation functions, that cannot be used in the neural network layers where you have a lot of layers, where there are many layers, and due to as many layers are there, the possibility of vanishing the gradient problem may occur. So you can see that with those many layers, the vanishing gradient problem occurs. So this vanishing gradient problem occurs. Why this occurs? Why this occurs? Because you have a lot of hidden layers. Because in between input and output layer, there is a hidden layer. And if you have multiple of hidden layers, at that time, there is a possibility of vanishing the gradient issue. Vanishing the gradient issue that actually occurs in sigmoid and hyperbolic. But as far as ReLU is concerned, this activation function overcomes this vanishing gradient problem. You know, even if there are multiple of hidden structures in between, it can easily deal with. So either you can use sigmoid or you can use ReLU. But if you have a lot of multiple hidden structures in between input and output layer, then a better way to go with ReLU. The ReLU is a default activation when developing multi-layer perceptron and convolutional neural network. अगर आप देखोगे multi-layer perceptron यानी कि single perceptron यानी कि single neural network, और बहुत सारे neural networks यानी बहुत सारा न्यूरल नेटवर्क, तो वो मल्टी लेयर परसेप्ट्रॉन हो जाएगा. तो मल्टी लेयर परसेप्ट्रॉन है मतलब मल्टी लेयर आ गया, तो आपको रेक्टिफाइड रेलू से ही जाना पड़ेगा. और कन्वोल्यूशन न्यूरल नेटवर्क्स में भी कई लेयर्स होते हैं. If we go for the deep neural network, the convolution neural network is one of the most important classifiers that are used in deep neural network. So at that time, what happens is it is having a multiple perceptron that can be used in CNN. So at that time, ReLU is a far better option to be used. Now, if we look at the activation functions, if we carry out, as it is very important, and we are in the fast feed forward networking. Feed forward यानी कि input से output की तरफ जाना. So we are actually dealing with from input to output, because input में x1 x2 है, बाद में उनको weighted sum के साथ multiply किया जाता है, weighted sum लिया जाता है, बाद में bias add किया जाता है, बाद में उसको एक्टिवेशन फंक्शन के थ्रू दिया जाता है, और फिर आउटपुट आपका मिलता है. तो ये जो प्रोसेस होती है, ये प्रोसेस पूरी फीड फॉरवर्ड प्रोसेस है. जब हम उल्टा जाते हैं, यानी कि फ्रॉम आउटपुट लेयर टुवर्ड्स द इनपुट लेयर, दैट इज कॉल्ड एज द बैकवर्ड प्रोपोगेशन मेथड, है ना. सो एक फीड फॉरवर्ड प्रोपोगेशन मेथड होती है, एक बैकवर्ड प्रोपोगेशन मेथड होती है. सो नाउ वी आर एक्चुअली इनटू द फीड फॉरवर्ड मेथड, so in which actually activation function plays a very important role. So let us little bit go little bit more into this activation function. So the sigmoid function, in the sigmoid function, only output numbers is in the range of 0 to 1. You can think of it as compressing from minus infinity to plus infinity to 0 to 1. यानी कि देखो, उसको एक यहाँ पर एक लाइन लिखी है, क्या लिखा है देखो, in an transforming the वहां पर है देखो, predictable form, transforming the input that is an unbounded into the output that has a very nice predictable form. So actually it what does is that the sigmoid function only gives you the output in the range of 0 to 1, 0 and 1. So what does it, that it compresses the minus infinity to infinity to 0 and 1. That is, big negative numbers becomes minus 0, 0 equivalent to 0, and big positive numbers becomes 1. So actually what does it is that it actually converts the whole thing into zeros and ones. Now, if we assume that we have two input neurons that uses the sigmoid activation function that has following parameters, like omega is 0 or w is 0 and 1. So you have weight as 0 and 1, and you have a bias function b is equal to 4. So now let us assume that if w is always in the range of 0 to 1, just for writing, what we'll do is that we'll write w1 as 0 and w2 equal to 1. So what does it mean is that we are writing in a vector form. So when we have W1 and W2, now the question arises is that ki, what are the inputs, because I am taking the weight now. So weight will be there, so I have to assume some kind of inputs. These inputs will be multiplied with the weight, then it will be summed up, barabar, and then it will be passed on to the activation function. So let us see how it happens. So now I am having two weights, W1 and W2, that is 0 and 1, and I have also a bias factor called as 4, b is equal to 4. So now let's give the neuron as an input. We'll consider two inputs as the x1 and x2 as 2 and 3. So we'll use the dot product to write the things more concisely. So now I have a b equal to 4, I have w1 equal to 0, I have w2 is equal to 1, then I have x1 is equal to 2, and I have x2 is equal to 3. सो ये मेरे पास इतनी सारी चीजें मिल गई, ये वाली टोटल। ओके, तो इसका मतलब मेरे पास वेट भी आ गया, मेरे पास बायस भी आ गया। नाउ अज्यूमिंग दैट वेट को मैं 0 और 1 अज्यूम कर रहा हूं, और बायस को एक रफली मैं 4 बायस की वैल्यू 4 ले रहा हूं, एंड इनपुट इफ आई एम गोइंग टू कंसिडर 2 and 3, देन वी आर गोइंग टू गो विद द डॉट प्रोडक्ट. सो हाउ इट लुक्स लाइक? सो इट विल लुक लाइक दिस. सो you know that the main फंक्शन ऑफ एक्टिवेशन वेटेड सम का जो निकालना है, तो उसके लिए एक्चुअली बेसिक फॉर्मूला क्या है? दैट इज W इंटू एक्स प्लस बायस B. सो अब मेरे पास W कितने हैं? दो W's है, दैट इज W1 एंड W2. मेरे पास X कितने हैं? दो है, दैट इज X1 एंड X2. और मेरे पास बायस की वैल्यू कितनी है? 4 है. सो अभी मैं क्या करता हूं? W1 इंटू X1 प्लस W2 इंटू X2 प्लस B. सो W1 is 0, x1 is 2, plus w2 is 1, and x2 is 3 plus 4. So that will come around as 7. Is it okay? Now I have got this 7. Now what I'll do is that this 7 is nothing but the weighted sum of the input that has been added together. So it's a weighted sum. Now when we apply an activation function on this value, so what it will be like, y is equal to f of w into x plus b, which will be equal to f of 7. And when we apply the function over it, mathematical function, we get a value of 0.999. So by applying that function, you get this value. Now that means what is the output of this neuron is 0.999. So for which this output we have got it for this output for 2 and 3. That's it. What we wanted to achieve, we have achieved it. In order to understand how this single neuron works out to be, we have come to know that when there are two inputs, that is 2 and 3, I got an output called as 0.999. The last step what was done is that passing the the weighted sum towards the activation function. This process of passing the input forwards to get an output is called as feed forward. मैंने जैसे बताया ना, इनपुट साइड से आउटपुट साइड की तरफ अगर हम जा रहे हैं, तो एक्चुअली वो मेथड है feed forward method. So from input side we are giving something, then it is multiplying with the weighted, then with addition with the biasing, and then passing through the activation function to get the output. This whole method is called as feed forward method. Now what is neural network? That is most important thing. Now this we have calculated for a single neuron. यानी एक न्यूरॉन कैसे काम करता है हमने ये देखा, लेकिन ऐसा तो जरूरी नहीं कि एक ही न्यूरॉन सब तरफ, एक ही न्यूरॉन पे आपका काम हो जाएगा, नहीं, बिकॉज ये एक न्यूरल नेटवर्क है. जैसे ब्रेन में एक न्यूरॉन पे काम नहीं हो सकता है, कई हजारों लाखों करोड़ों न्यूरॉन्स एक्टिवेट होते हैं आपके सोचने पर, आपके क्या बोलते हैं रिस्पॉन्सेस पर. तो वो बिल्कुल उसी तरह से काम करेगा जैसे बहुत सारे न्यूरॉन्स आपके ब्रेन में transfer करते information from input to the output side. So similar way, this neural network will also run. So that means combining the neurons all together in a neural network is the main task. So a neural network is nothing but bunch of neurons that are connected together. So कई neurons जब connect हो जाएंगे एक दूसरे से और बिल्कुल इसी तरह से वो काम करेंगे, तो उसको हम neural network बोलते हैं. Now let us see that how this neural network looks like, because it's interesting to understand that when one neuron works out, similarly, when there will be a lot of neurons which are bunched together, how they will work out to be. So let us assume there is an input layer and there is also an output layer. Now, in between input layer, there will be a lot of hidden layers. यानी अब हम न्यूरल नेटवर्क की तरफ एक्चुअली बढ़ रहे हैं. हमने स्टार्ट में न्यूरॉन देखा यानी कि सिंगल परसेप्ट्रॉन बोलते हैं उसको, सिंगल न्यूरल नेटवर्क को हम परसेप्ट्रॉन बोलते हैं. और हमने ये देखा कि एक न्यूरॉन कैसे काम करता है, लेकिन अगर हम बंच ऑफ न्यूरॉन्स पे काम करेंगे तो ये कैसे काम करेगा, ये अब हम देखने वाले हैं. सो जस्ट लुक एट द सिंपल न्यूरल नेटवर्क व्हिच माइट लुक लाइक दिस. सो इट इज हैविंग एन इनपुट लेयर and also having an output layer. So input layer is x1 and x2, and there is an output layer o1. In between input and output layer there is an hidden layer. Now so there could be a lot of hidden layers depending upon how much you want to reduce the error at the output, because it depends upon what is the expected output and what is the predicted output. So depending upon that, the hidden layers can be chosen. The hidden layers, if there are more hidden layers, it is having a lot of advantages. You can see that when we go for the back propagation, you will come to know that how these hidden layers can help. A lot more hidden layers can help you to reduce the error. So now this network is having two inputs, x1 and x2, a hidden layer, that is h1 and h2. That is, a hidden layer is with two neurons, h1 and h2, and the output layer is only with one neuron, that is 0, 1. O1. So notice that the input for O1 and the output from H1 and H2, that's what make this a network. So इसका मतलब क्या है कि इनपुट हिडन लेयर से कनेक्टेड और हिडन लेयर आउटपुट दे रहा है आउटपुट लेयर को. सो ये मिलके जो है वो न्यूरल नेटवर्क बनाते हैं. A hidden layer is a layer between the first layer and the output last layer, and there can be multiple hidden layers. So actually hidden layer is between the input layer, that is the first layer, and the output layer, which is called as the last layer. So in between जो layers आएंगे उनको हम hidden layers बोलेंगे, और इन ये hidden layers बहुत सारे भी हो सकते हैं. So there are multiple of hidden layers. A neural network can have number of layers with any number of neurons in those layers. So it could have any number of layers with any number of neurons in those layers. So ऐसा भी हो सकता है कि जैसे H1 और H2 दो ही न्यूरॉन है हिडन लेयर में, तो उससे ज्यादा न्यूरॉन हो सकते हैं, और आउटपुट लेयर में भी बहुत सारे न्यूरॉन हो सकते हैं. सो इट कैन बी से दैट नंबर ऑफ लेयर्स विद नंबर ऑफ न्यूरॉन्स इन these layers can be in any number. The basic idea states that the feed the input forward through the neurons in the network to get the output at the end. So basically हम feed कर रहे हैं input को जो pass हो रहा है hidden layer से in order to get the output at the end, and henceforth we say as this technique to be as a feed forward technique. Now in this we have already seen the basic element. Now we have already seen the neuron in order to understand this neural network. But let us now go with one by one as the components of neural network. So the first one is a neuron. So the building block of the neural network is a single neuron. The input to the neuron is X, which has a weighted W associated with it. We have already seen this. The weighted is the intrinsic parameter. The parameter the model has control over in order to get a better fit of the output. When we pass an input into neuron, we multiply it by weight, that is X into W. The second element of the input is called the bias. So we have also seen bias. The bias is determined solely by the value of B, since the value of the node is 1. The bias adds an element of unpredictability of our model, which helps it generalize and give our model the flexibility to adapt to different unseen inputs when using the testing data. So ये bias का सबसे बड़ा advantage क्या है कि weighted से तो हम multiply कर रहे हैं weight से inputs को, लेकिन ये bias add करने का सबसे बड़ा फायदा ये है कि it add an element of unpredictability to our model, है ना? So which helps to generalize and give our model the flexibility to adapt to different unseen inputs. इसका सबसे बड़ा फायदा ये होता है क्योंकि bias जब हम ऐड करते हैं तो वो अनसीन डेटा के लिए, जब टेस्टिंग डेटा के ऊपर हम अनसीन डेटा पे काम करते हैं तो एक फ्लेक्सिबिलिटी देता है वो आउटपुट देने के लिए. The combination of the bias and input produces an output y, hence giving the formula as w into x plus b equal to y. This should look familiar as modification of the equation, that is for the straight line y is equal to mx plus c. So अगर आप इस equation को देखोगे तो ये बिल्कुल उसी तरह से दिखता है जो हम slope line के लिए use करते हैं for calculating the slope of the line, that is y equal to mx plus c. Neural network has been made up of tens, hundreds, or even thousands of interconnected neurons, each of which runs its own regression. So, ऐसे कई hundreds और thousands neurons एक साथ काम करते हैं और जिसकी वजह से neural network काम करता है. Now, let us assume that there are multiple inputs. So, we will accept to see that many more inputs that are combined to estimate the output. Now, let us assume that if this can be achieved in a similar way as neuron with one input. So, the formula for this equation will be equal to x0 into w0 plus x1 into y w1 plus x2 into w2. And ये तीन अभी इनपुट ले रहा हूं मैं x0 x1 x2, वेट ले रहा हूं w0 w1 w2 प्लस बायस ऐड कर रहा हूं, वो मेरा आउटपुट होगा. Now comes the layers. So neural network organize neurons into layers. So neurons उस layers में ऐड हो जाएंगे. So कितने neurons आप ले रहे हो हर layer में वो डिपेंड करता है और वो एक से ज्यादा हो सकते हैं. जैसे हमने हिडन लेयर में देखा कि 2 न्यूरॉन्स है ना, हमने हिडन लेयर में देखा कि 2 न्यूरॉन्स है, हमने आउटपुट में लेयर में देखा 1 न्यूरॉन है. सो डिपेंडिंग अपॉन कि भाई कितने आप न्यूरॉन्स हर लेयर में यूज कर रहे हैं, उस पे आपका पूरा न्यूरल नेटवर्क बनेगा. सो न्यूरल नेटवर्क एक्चुअली ऑर्गेनाइजेस दिस न्यूरॉन्स इनटू लेयर्स, अ लेयर इन विच every neuron is connected to other neuron in the next layer. So हर एक न्यूरॉन पहले लेयर का हर एक न्यूरॉन दूसरे न्यूरॉन को दूसरे लेयर में वो ऐड करते चलता है. तो जितने हिडन लेयर्स होंगे उतना वो न्यूरॉन एक दूसरे के साथ ऐड होते चलेगा जैसे जैसे लेयर्स बढ़ते जाएंगे. और फिर जैसे जैसे हम बहुत सारे लेयर्स में जाएंगे तो ऐसे लेयर्स को हम डेंस लेयर बोलते हैं. We say to be as a dense layer. So the more the hidden layers, the more the dense layer, more it is a dense layer. Through this increasing complexity, the neural networks are able to transform data and infer relationships in varieties of complex way. So जैसे जैसे multiple hidden layers बढ़ते जाएंगे वैसे वैसे complexity बढ़ते जाएगी और ये complexity के बीच में वो अपना काम करता रहेगा to transform the data and also infer the relationships in varieties of complex way. क्योंकि एक न्यूरॉन पहले लेयर से दूसरे न्यूरॉन दूसरे लेयर के ऊपर जाएगा, पहला न्यूरॉन फर्स्ट लेयर से सेकंड न्यूरॉन ऑफ सेकंड लेयर को जाएगा. सो इस तरह से इसके बीच में कॉम्प्लेक्सिटी बढ़ेगी, लेकिन इनके बीच में एक इन्फर रिलेशनशिप भी बन जाएगा इन अ कॉम्प्लेक्स वे. एज वी ऐड मोर लेयर्स एंड नोड्स टू आवर नेटवर्क, this complexity increases. Now the activation layer is also one of the components of this neural network. So currently our model is only good for predicting the linear relationships in our data. अब तक जो है अगर मैं एक्टिवेशन फंक्शन या लेयर नहीं ऐड करता हूं तो अब तक मेरा मॉडल सिर्फ एक गुड प्रेडिक्शन कर सकता है, वो भी सिर्फ लीनियर रिलेशनशिप के डेटा के लिए. यानी जिसमें लीनियर रिलेशनशिप है जिस डेटा में, उसी के लिए वो अच्छी तरह से काम कर सकता है. देयर इज नो बेनिफिट टू रन दिस न्यूरल नेटवर्क as opposed to series of regressions. Neural network provides the solutions in this two way. यानी कि ऐसे नेटवर्क को क्या फायदा जिसमें एक्टिवेशन फंक्शन ही ऐड नहीं किया गया है, क्योंकि वो सिर्फ लीनियर डेटा के लिए काम करेगा. So but when we are having a non-linear data, at that time this model may not work. So how this neural network can provide a solution? So there are two ways it can provide. The first is the ability to add more layers to our network between input and output, known as hidden layers. Each of these hidden layers will have predefined number of nodes, and this adds complexity start to separate the neural network from its regression counterpart. So हम बहुत input और output layer के बीच में हम एक बहुत सारे hidden layers ऐड कर जाएंगे. तो एक flexibility देता है वो कि आप कितने hidden layers के साथ जा रहे हैं. And this added complexity will start to separate the neural network from its regression counterpart. The second way of neural network is to add complexity is through the introduction of an activation function at every node that isn't an input or output. So दूसरा तरीका ये है कि we can add the complexity through the introduction of activation function हर एक node के ऊपर. So this isn't input and output. Input output छोड़ के. The activation function is a function that transforms an input data using non-linear method. So that is the most important line of the activation function, that it is the function that transforms our input data using a non-linear method. So हमारा input data non-linear methods का इस्तेमाल करके transform करेंगे, वो काम करता है activation layer. So if we go with the sigmoid and ReLU, they are the most commonly used activation functions. So without an activation function, neural network can only learn linear relationships. So non-linear के लिए बिल्कुल काम नहीं होगा. अगर non-linear के लिए आपको जाना है तो activation function लगेगा ही लगेगा. The fitting of an object is simple as x square curve would not be possible without introduction of activation function. अगर हम सीधी सी बात करें तो अगर the fitting of object of अगर मेरे को simple curve लेनी है x square की तो वो possible ही नहीं होगा simple से neural network पे. उस पे आपको activation function लगेगा ही लगेगा. So the role of the neurons in the hidden layer is to take the sum of products of inputs and their weights and pass the value to the activation function. This will then be value passed to the next neuron, be it another hidden neuron or the output. फिर वो अगले hidden layer को जाएगा या उससे output layer की तरफ जाएगा, ये आगे की बात है. Okay, मेरे ख्याल से we'll see up to this. The rest of the components we'll see in the next lecture. Yes, have you understood up till this? Students? Hello, should we take attendance?
Yes, sir.
Okay. We'll start with the A, roll number 1,
Present, sir.
2,
Present, sir.
3,
Present, sir.
4,
Present, sir.
5, 6,
Present, sir.
5 is there, 6,
Yes, sir.
7,
Present, sir.
8, 9,
Present, sir.
10,
Present, sir.
11, 12, 13, 14, 15,
Present, sir.
16,
Present, sir.
17,
Yes, sir.
18,
Present.
19,
Present, sir.
20,
Present, sir.
21,
Yes, sir.
22, 23,
Present, sir.
24, 25,
Present, sir.
26, 27,
Present, sir.
28, 29, 30,
Yes, sir.
31,
Yes, sir.
32, 33,
Present, sir.
34, 35,
Present, sir.
36,
Present, sir.
37, 38, 39,
Yes, sir.
40, 41,
Present, sir.
Present, sir.
42, 43,
Present, sir.
44,
Present, sir.
45,
Present, sir.
46,
Yes, sir.
47,
Yes, sir.
48,
Present.
49, 60, 50, 51, 52,
Yes, sir.
53, 54,
Yes, sir.
55,
Yes, sir.
56, 57, 58,
Present.
57, sir.
57 is present.
58.
58 is
Yes, sir.
present.
57.
Okay. 59, 60,
Yes, sir.
61, 62,
62 present, sir.
okay, 63, 64,
Present.
65,
Present, sir.
66, 67,
Present.
68, 69,
Yes, sir.
70, 71, 72.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Any other missing out number?
51, sir.
Roll number 51.
28, sir.
Roll number 28. Okay. और कोई number? हाँ?
22.
22. I had 22. Next.
11.
11 पण आहे. 70 पण आहे. Okay.
45.
45 पण आहे. 53. Okay. 53. और कौन सा सर? 26. 26 is also present. और कौन सा है? 34 is also present. A11 is also present. Okay. Roll number, we'll go with the B. Roll number 1,
Present.
2,
Present, sir.
3,
Present, sir.
4,
Yes, sir.
5,
Present.
6, 7, 8,
Present, sir.
9,
Present.
10,
Present.
11, 12,
Present.
13,
Present, sir.
14,
Present, sir.
15,
Present.
16,
Present.
17, 18, 19, okay, 19,
Present.
20,
Present.
21,
Yes, sir.
22,
Present.
23,
Present.
24,
Present.
25,
Present.
26,
Present.
27,
Present.
28, 29,
Present, sir.
okay, 29, 30,
Present.
31, 32,
Present.
33, 34,
Present, sir.
35,
Present.
36,
Present, sir.
37,
Present, sir.
38,
Present.
39,
Present.
40,
Present, sir.
41, 42,
Present.
43, 44,
Present.
45, 46,
Present.
47,
Present, sir.
48, 49,
Present, sir.
50,
Present.
51, 52,
Present, sir.
53, 54, 55, 56,
Present. 54 आहे, sir.
54 आहे. 56 पण आहे. 57,
Yes, sir.
58,
Present.
59,
Present, sir.
60, 61,
Present, sir.
62, 63,
Yes, sir.
63 is there. 64, 65, 66, 67,
sir.
huh? 66 is there. 67,
Yes, sir.
68, 69,
Present, sir.
70. Okay. Any number missing out?
Sir, roll number 8.
Sir,
18.
A49.
A41.
49.
A49.
Sir, A08.
A08 आहे. अच्छा.
A37.
A37. ओके. बी मध्ये कोणी आहे का राहिलंय असं?
31, sir.
28.
B31 आहे. पुढचा नंबर
Sir, 28.
28 पण आहे. ओके. So we'll stop here. Thank you.